Hello everyone and welcome back to Chocolate Educational channel. So this is the continuation of the unit wise syllabus of UGC NET Environmental Science, and this is the part 4 in this series. And if you haven't checked the previous 3 lessons, you can check the playlist link given in the description below. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So the most important topic which we are going to discuss today will be ecology. Yes, this ecology chapter is usually coming in the unit 3, but as we have discussed ecosystem in our last video, so this is the very important link between ecosystem. That's why we will learn today about ecology. So first of all, what is ecology? Ecology is the study of the interactions between living organisms and their biotic and abiotic environment. So most of us will be thinking that last class also we studied about this. Yes, that is true, because we learned about ecosystem. So that is the interaction between the living beings with their biotic and abiotic environments. But when we are studying that interaction, that study is called as ecology. So ecology is there for the study of the relationship of plants and animals to their physical and biological environment. So that relationship can be negative relationship, that relationship can be positive. We can't predict because it is very complicated. Let's move on to the next slide. Here we will know about the history of ecology. So the name ecology, where it was coined and who coined that? So this was coined in the year 1866 by the German biologist Ernest Haeckel. So you should mention all these important points. Take out your pen and paper and note down all the important points which we are going to discuss in this video. So let's go forward. The term, the ecology, is derived from the Greek word that is oikos. Oikos means house in Greek, and logos means study. So the study of house is called as ecology as per the Greek word. So in questions they may ask that who is known as the father of ecology, and in NET exam also it has come several times. So the correct option will be that Alexander Humboldt is considered as the father of ecology, and Eugene P. Odum. So you would have heard that E.P. Odum book is very good for ecology. So he is considered as the father of modern ecology. So here 3-person name you have to remember: Ernest Haeckel, Alexander Humboldt, and E.P. Odum. I hope you have noted down. Let's move to the next slide. So here we will know the characteristics of ecology. So it is the study of organisms in the relations to their environment where they are living. So it is actually the science of all the relations of all the organisms living in their environment. So this is the scientific study of the ecosystem. So this is the scientific study of ecosystem, where the ecosystem is an important ecological unit. So we'll know more about the ecology and ecosystem in this slide. So what happens is, why it is called as unit of ecology, that is ecosystem, because if you're considering this is the place, many animals, plants, bacteria all are interacting. So this is the interaction is called ecosystem. But as a whole, if you are considering, it is the study of ecosystem which is ecology. So ecology will consider ecosystem as its one of its part. Next we will know, so an ecosystem is the community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment interacting as a system. So here you would have seen that here it is mentioned community. So community जब आ गया है तो हमें 3 important definition याद करना है, definition को जानना है, and most of the students would have known from the school level, and I will repeat this because first of all we will start with species. So species क्या होते हैं? A group of living organisms consisting of similar individuals capable of exchanging their genes or interbreeding. So simple terms में मैं बता देना चाहूँगा. For examples, होमो सेपियंस. सो हम होमो सेपियंस जो हैं, हम ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं, हमको एक स्पीसीज कहा जाएगा क्योंकि वी आर एबल टू लिव टुगेदर एंड इंटरब्रीड अमंग देम. सो यू कैन इंटरब्रीड एंड एक्सचेंज आवर जीन फ्रॉम द हेल्प ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन. सिमिलरली टाइगर, लायन, दे ऑल आर डिफरेंट स्पीसीज. सो दैट इज द सेम इंडिविजुअल कैपेबल ऑफ एक्सचेंजिंग देयर जीन इज कॉल्ड एज ए स्पीसीज. स्पीसीज के बाद आ जाते हैं पॉपुलेशन को. सो पॉपुलेशन किसे कहेंगे? So population is a group of organisms belonging to the same species. So this is same, one person will be called as a species. अगर एक से ज़्यादा है same species का, तो group of all the species will be called as the population living in the same area at the same time and interacting with one another. अगर ये interact नहीं कर रहे हैं, same area में present नहीं है, but still their species, they will not be called as population. So that's the basic difference. Next we will know community किसे कहते हैं. So community is different from population because it is more complex. How? A community is the sum total of all the populations living in the same area and interacting with one another. So ये हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में पढ़ेंगे जब हम पढ़ेंगे इकोलॉजी का जो बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन आता है. सो द क्वेश्चन कम्स फ्रॉम द इकोलॉजिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो इस पिक्चर से आपको बहुत ही क्लियर हो जाएगा. यू विल बी वेरी मच क्लियर अबाउट द individual, population, community, ecosystem, biome and biosphere. So individual, you can say that it is the species. For example, here it is given fish. Fish population, the fish individual will be known as the species, and when it is in population, that is group of fish are present, they will be called as population of fish. Next, what happens is community. Community, as you have studied in the last slide, where group of populations live and interact. For example, here jellyfish is present, fish is present, crab is present, as well as grass, that is mostly it will be seagrass. So all they will be having their population, all they will be interacting within them. So group of population will form the community. Next comes ecosystem. Ecosystem will be what? When they will be interacting with the abiotic factors. So you will see the difference between the community and ecosystem in this picture is beautifully presented, as here you will see there is no water, neither any rock, but here the rock is coming and also water is seen. That means when these living beings are interacting with the abiotic, that is rocks, water, temperature, then it will be called as the ecosystem. Their ecosystem is the interaction, and when we are studying them, it is called the ecology. Next is what is biome. So biome can be different types. So tundra biome, taiga biome, desert biome. So when ecosystem is present in the large scale in the landscape, it will be called as biome. So that is the main thing, where it is coming to landscape, particular area, it will be called as biome. Example I have given, tundra biome, that is in North Pole, and taiga followed by desert also you can say. Then it is coming to biosphere. So biosphere is living sphere. So whole total consisting of biome, ecosystem, community, all these things when taken in a much larger space, it is called as biosphere. For example, we can say hydrosphere means all the water constituent present in the atmosphere, and everywhere in the earth it will be called as hydrosphere, that is consisting of the water. Atmosphere will be all the gases present in throughout the earth, that will be called as atmosphere. And when all the living beings and their interaction is considered together throughout all the ecosystem present on our earth, it is known as biosphere, which is living sphere. I hope you are clear with this levels of ecological organization. Questions will be asked, arrange them in the increasing order of their increasing parameter. So first is individual, then population, community, ecosystem, biome and biosphere. Next is what are the branches of ecology. So ecology is not a single thing. There are also nowadays many development going on, and there are different branches of ecology. So we will know one by one. Human ecology. So it is the study of man and the man's relation to the environment. So the relation between human being with the environment will be called as human ecology. Next comes radiation ecology. So it is a study of effect of radiation on environment and organisms. You will be knowing UV radiation is very harmful. Similarly, infrared radiation is there. So what are their effect? To study them on the environment and organism, it is called as radiation ecology. Next आ जाता है population ecology. So it is the study of growth structure and regulation of population of organism. How the growth is seen in the population, how to regulate them, how to control them. Their study is called as population ecology. Next is habitat ecology. So habitat ecology means study of different habitats on earth and their effect on the organism. So for example, different habitat means we'll see how the people, the Eskimos living in the ice, that is the glaciers region, how they are interacting, how the people living in the desert area, how they are interacting. So with respect to the habitat, not only living beings, that is only human beings, also how the animals are interacting with their habitat will be called as habitat ecology. Next is system ecology. So what is the system ecology? It is the analysis and understanding of the structure and function of the ecosystem. So how the ecosystem is functioning, whether it is going on a good pace, whether it will deteriorate or it will collapse. To study them, to analyze them, it will be called as system ecology. So you should note it down. All these are very important. Let's move to the next slide. So this is very important and also interesting. You all people will be aware of that and you will be liking this topic. So the thing is ecological pyramid. So what is this ecological pyramid? You will see in this next slide. First of all, the definition. Definition is an ecological pyramid is a graphical representation designed to show the number of organisms, the energy relationship and biomass of an ecosystem. So it's a graphical representation, how to represent number of organism, energy and biomass of an ecosystem. There are three kinds of pyramid, we'll learn one by one, and each of these bars that make up the pyramid represents a different trophic level. So trophic level we have learned in the last video, that is in the ecosystem. So let us example here, this is the pyramid, this is the 2D. So every trophic level, that means producer, consumer and more other tertiary consumer, they are considered as one level, that is trophic level. And their order, that means in which order they are placed, whether the primary producer will be always in the bottom, then it will be the consumer followed by the top consumer. Then how they are placed, what is the shape of that pyramid, that will be determining the ecological pyramid. So it is basically the pyramid which is based on who eats whom. So कौन किसके ऊपर फीड करता है, किसे अटैक करता है, किसके ऊपर डिपेंड है, वो सब हम जान पाएंगे इकोलॉजिकल पिरामिड को पढ़ के. तो लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. एंड हियर द एनर्जी मूव्स अप द पिरामिड. सो एज यू हैव डिस्कस्ड, सो एनर्जी जो है हमेशा प्रोड्यूसर से ऊपर की तरफ मूव करेगा, बिकॉज प्रोड्यूसर्स आर गेटिंग एनर्जी from the source, that is sunlight, which is the major source. And next, starting with the primary producers, they are autotrophs, they are able to make their own food. Then followed by the primary consumer, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers and quaternary consumers. So the height of the bars should all be the same, but the width of each bar is based on the quantity of the aspect being measured. So ये जिस height जो है ये बहुत ही similar होता है, that is same, but the width varies because number of producer varies, that's why the width will be varying. Similarly, subsequently the consumers, they decrease in number, that's why their number will decrease. So the width varies but the height remains same. So we'll see one by one what are the different kinds of pyramid as we have discussed, and we know three kinds of important pyramids are there in ecology. First we will discuss about pyramid of energy. So pyramid of energy को pyramid of productivity भी कहते हैं. So इसे हम जानेंगे. So as you can see, this represents the pyramid of energy. So you should think it as a pyramid, but it is showing more easily because I have to tell you that it represents the loss of energy. So in the energy of pyramid, that is pyramid of energy, loss of energy is seen with each transfer in a food chain. So what is this loss of energy? That means we have discussed the Lindemann 10% law. So when the primary producers are consumed by the primary consumer, the loss is seen in case of primary producer. So how these loss are taking place? That loss can be loss due to respiration, loss due to metabolism. So these two are the major factor due to which these producers are losing their energy. And similarly, when these primary consumers are taken by the secondary consumer, they are also losing the energy. That means every level there is seen the loss of energy is seen. So pyramid of production is always upright. So that is the important thing. You should note it down that it is never inverted. So it is always upright, as the total amount of energy available for the utilization in the level above is less than the energy available in the lower level. So as you can see, energy loss होता जा रहा है. So इसका मतलब ये है कि ये जो पिरामिड है हमेशा ऊपर की तरफ लेस होगा and नीचे जो बेस है उसमें ज़्यादा होगा. So that means most of the energy is in the basal part, that is the primary producer. Then as we go up, the energy level decreases. So energy loss happens because during the energy transfer from lower to higher level, some energy is always lost, as I have said, due to respiration and metabolism. Let's move to the next slide. In next slide we will be learning about pyramid of number. So ये number का क्या pyramid है? So it is the very simplest one and it represents the number of organisms in each trophic level. So in the last slide we learned about the energy. So here we are talking about number. For example, it is the relationship between the number of herbivores that are per primary consumer and first level carnivore that are secondary consumer. So that can be of two types. So as in the pyramid of energy it is always upright, but here pyramid of number can be upright as well as inverted. How? We will discuss. This image is quite hazy, but I will tell you and you should note it down that here the primary producers are more. For example, take any situation, any forest, the plants are more, the trees are more. So next the primary consumers are bit less, that means the herbivores are less. Next comes the secondary consumer, they are much lesser than primary consumer. Then similarly tertiary consumer, that are hogs and other tigers and all, they are also less in number as compared to secondary consumer. So that's why the pyramid is upright. But in case, for example, we will take the example of a dog. So a dog is, number of dog is 1. Then on that dog there are thousands of fleas and insects feeding on that dog. That means if the dog is diseased, then thousands of fleas are feeding on that one dog, and millions of protozoans are attached to the body of thousands of fleas and insects, those who are feeding on one dog. So in that case, what will happen? 1, that will be the number, pyramid of number, that one, the dog will be 1 number, fleas will be 1000, and millions of protozoans will be there. So as the number increases, so pyramid will also be in the shape of inverted form. That's why the pyramid of number can be both, that is upright and inverted. So we'll see the next, that is pyramid of biomass, which is also very important. A pyramid of biomass is a graphical representation of biomass present in a unit area or unit volume of various trophic levels. So here you should know that here let us assume this is the pyramid, but what happens is it is saying this is the graphical representation of biomass present. So biomass क्या होता है? Biomass is the weight or the total quantity of living organism of all the species in a community. So don't worry, I will explain you in a simpler way. For example, you should know that in a pyramid, that is the producers are in the bottom part. So here bottom में हम ले लेंगे कि plants are present at the bottom, this part. So total weight of the plants present in that community or in that population will be, let us assume 100 kg. That is, here we are taking 100 kg of plants are present when we are considering the biomass per area. That means here you can take the forest, so you have to take area, that is per 100 square kilometer, 100 kg of plants are present. Then these plants are fed by the herbivores. So herbivores are the deers, the cows. So cows and deers, if we are taking the total weight, then it will be 10 kg, let us assume 10 kg per 100 square kilometer. So similarly, this will be decreasing. So pyramid of biomass can also increase. Yes, this is the second type of biomass, pyramid of biomass, that is, it can be upright and inverted. First we saw that pyramid of number can be upright or inverted, and here now we are seeing that pyramid of biomass can be upright or inverted. But why it is given that volume, per volume? Volume it is given because if you are considering an ecosystem, for example ocean, so ocean will be having certain volume. So if you are considering ocean, that is the closed type, you will consider the volume. If you are considering the landscape, that are forest and all, you will consider per unit area, that is the biomass present at each trophic level. So we'll know more easily with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, in the left hand side, it is given about pyramid of biomass, that is upright. So here producers, as I have given the example, 1000 kg of trees are present. So let us assume here the area is 10 kilometer square. It is less, but we should consider, let us say approximately. So in that 1000 kg of producer are present. If you move on to the upper trophic level, that are herbivores are present, their total mass is, biomass is 100 kg per 10 km square. Then primary carnivore are 10 kg per 10 km square. Top carnivore are 1 kg. That means only 1 kg of one lion is present per 10 km square. That's why this pyramid of biomass is upright in shape. So let's move on to the ocean, and many times the question is asked that give an example of inverted pyramid of biomass, and in the option it will give ocean, so you should go and click on that option. So how this is inverted, we'll see. Let us example, there are producers which are like phytoplanktons are the producers in ocean, in aquatic ecosystem. This is also hazy, but I will tell you, it is mentioned that 4 gram per meter cube. Why it is written meter cube? Because we have discussed, we will consider volume if we are taking ocean. So here biomass per volume, that is 4 gram per meter cube of phytoplanktons are present, which are eaten by herbivores, which are having the biomass, that is 8 gram per meter cube. Then they are eaten by carnivores, that are consumers, which are the secondary consumers, which are having the biomass, that is the total weight of all the seals, whales and all, that is 12 gram per meter cube. So here, as the biomass is increasing from one trophic level to another, it will show an inverted pyramid of biomass. So in this way we can compare upright and inverted pyramid of biomass. So today we have learned the basics of ecology, types of ecological pyramid, what are the relations between ecosystem and ecology, and in next class we will discuss about the speciation and hot ecology, scene ecology. There are different types of terms and definition. So stay tuned for further updates. Keep learning and keep smiling.